As many as 250,000 immigrants come to Canada every year in search for a place they can call home. Some of them have experienced unimaginable brutality and horrific conditions. This is a story of one such lady who came to Canada to find freedom and security.
My life before, I never ever have a freedom and always on the run the whole life because we had a civil war.
It's been more than 60 years since the civil war began in Burma. The battle between the current people and the Burmese military has left innocent people brutally tortured, abused, raped and murdered. More than 400,000 current people have fled to the Thai borders, living in refugee camps, which lack even the basic amenities. The refugees don't have the freedom to move around. Life in these camps is not easy.
It's not safe either. You can hear, sometimes the fighting occur, you can hear the artillery and then guns, that kind of stuff. Lots of things happen.
And lots of things have happened in Mona's life. Her sister was arrested by the Burmese troops, her brother-in-law was tortured and his body was never found. Even the refugee camp she lived in was torched and burned down twice. In a life full of fear, what hurts Mona the most is the memory of her father's death.
After so many years, he took sick and then was in the jungle. No medication, no food.
What compounds the tragedy is that Mona couldn't get home in time for her dad's funeral. She traveled on foot for 5 days to get to her village.
When I got home and I really want to see him, I want him to come and stand in front of me, but nothing happened. So
Carrying the burden of her father's death, Mona then made her way back to the camp, finishing her exams in the jungle. After living 12 years as a refugee, in the year 2000, Mona finally made her way to Canada, a place that she now calls home and a place where she found freedom.
People who have come here, perhaps against the odds, have made it to Canada and have eventually obtained Canadian citizenship. For them, that's really a magical day. It's not just another piece of paper. It's part of their identity.
Mona found her identity right here in Canada, and she made sure she had integrated within the community. Mona's enthusiasm to learn about her new home is evident in her walls, which are covered with posters of Canada. From learning the country's geography, political history, to singing the national anthem, she's made sure she's become a Canadian.
Before, when people ask me, what is your citizenship? I said, my citizenship is in heaven. But after I got my citizenship, I said, I'm a Canadian now and proud of it.
And being a Canadian has given Mona the freedom she was always looking for.
I feel like I can travel wherever I want. If I can afford it, I can go anywhere. I'm legal. Nobody, the Thai police will not arrest me anymore. Nobody. So I'm happy, really. I'm glad and happy, really. I'm Canadian.
Mona was one of the lucky 104 Burmese refugees to come to Canada in the year 2000. This is where her journey ended. This is where she found a place to call home.